Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Now, last time I think we managed to get either Momma's little rocket or Momma's big rocket, one of the two kinds of rockets. We managed to get that bad boy into space. Now today, I'm going to try and get a rocket into orbit. Because the next step from getting into space is getting into orbit. So first things first, we need to have a look at what contracts we took. So it looks like we took the whole TD12 decoupler into fly above Kerbin. So that requires us to take up the TD12 decoupler between 36,000 and 39,000 meters, between a speed of 230 meters per second, 720 meters per second. Now I think we can do that as we launch the rocket. That should be fine. So we'll build the rocket, we'll have that attached to it, we'll launch the rocket. We should get to about 36,000 meters between those speeds, hopefully, and be able to complete that mission. Now, the one I want to get done today is the orbit Kerbin. This is the next big step. Once we can get into orbit around Kerbin, we can think about moving to further away, like the Mun or Mimnus. So, let's have a look at the research and development. Ah, yes, I remember now. So, we bought the big winglets and the aerodynamic nose cone. We've got some bigger engines to go with us. So, the Thumper solid fuel booster that gets higher up in the air, and the Reliant liquid fuel engine. I think that's the one that you can maneuver. Possibly, I don't know, maybe. And we also got the little Diddy rocket for when we're feeling a little, scared and needs less power. So let's build something that I think will get us into space. So we'll start with the Mach 1 command pod. As per usual, the usual place to start, the Mach 1 command pod. We'll whack a parachute on top because we want to slow down when we come back in. We don't want to, in fact, go crashing straight into the floor and kill everyone on board. And by everyone, I mean Jebediah Kerman, because, well, the guy's crazy. He's crazy. He trusts me to build a rocket, fire it up into space, and expect him to come back alive. He's stupid. But I'm going to try. It's only fair to try to bring him back alive. So let's get some mystery goo containers in here. Let's stick them that way. Actually, have I upgraded my... Oh, I can only have 30 parts still. How much money have I got? We'll save and continue. We want to come back to that rocket. Okay, let's have a look. How much money have I got? 240,000, and that's 225. Ooh, yeah, screw it. 15 grand. 15 grand to build a rocket to get us into orbit. I can do this. I think. I'm already at... Oh, that's not good. I'm already at 4. Yep, we're going to go bankrupt pretty damn quickly. Now, the winglets... The bigger ones are better, but these ones are a lot smaller at 25 quid a pop. And a lot cheaper, so I'm just going to place some on there. And then some on here as well. That should keep it stable as we're going up. This will do all the steering. And that should be fine. Now what I'm going to do is, just to ensure that we actually get into orbit, I'm going to stick another stage on. And the smaller engine that we got before, this one, I'm going to pop that there. And then I'm going to stick the decoupler underneath this, here. So that basically we'll fire the 3 rocket boosters, we'll decouple those. We'll then fire the main engine. And then when that runs out, we will decouple that. And then we'll then fire the little engine, which will last a lot longer, hopefully, and get us into orbit properly. Now, I'm probably missing something really important here, and I can't remember what it was. Ah, I can put some nose cones on it, actually. That'll help us get... Ah, heat shield. Yes, I knew I forgot something. We don't want to burn up coming back into the atmosphere. No, we do not, because that would be bad for Jeb's health. Bad for most people's health. I don't know about you, but being burned alive, re-entering somewhere that's supposed to be your home, does not sound very attractive. And let's stick some aerodynamic nose cones on top as well. Okay, yeah, I think we're good to go now. We'll call this Kerbin's... No, let's stick with a theme. Your mama's little orbit. Your mama's little orbit. This thing's gonna go around your mama. With our mission flag Trippy, because he is stoned as fuck. And let's launch this bad boy. Okay, here we go, right. So we're at the launch pad. Let's stick stability assist on. Let's throttle up to full. And fire! Okay, we're going quite slowly, which is both good and bad. Let's keep the contracts as well, so we can see when we finish the contracts. Hopefully these solid boosters will get us high enough that this main engine will have enough power to get us into space. Fingers crossed. I'm just going to go straight up. Straight up to start with while these solid rocket boosters are on, because the higher up you get, the less resistance there is from the air. Which means that it'll be able to move quicker. No, that's not what it means. It means that the engine, the liquid fuel engine, that's the one, liquid fuel, I knew that, it's liquid fuel. The liquid fuel engine won't be affected by the atmosphere. Okay, we're going the required speed. We're actually going to go a little too quick for the required speed. So what I'll do is I'll do that, and then I'll drop this down to an angle as well. Let's get that an angle. Yeah, let's bring that back up to 710. Let's start flying out this way. What's my apoapsis at the minute? 51,000, okay. So my apoapsis is at 51,000, which is good. I need to get it to about 70,000. Now I'm going just fast enough to pass the mission, and I'm almost at 36,000 kilometers up. Meters. 36,000 kilometers would be a lot further away, so let's drop that again. And we've done. That's the mission complete. Mission 1 finished. That's it. We're sorted already. Look at that. Brilliant. Good start. Excellent start. Now let's see if we can get this thing into orbit. 60, there we go, 70,000 meters. That's just high enough that when we are in orbit of Kerbin, we won't get any air resistance and won't come plummeting back down. So it's almost out of fuel, but we're almost up to the required speed. I think it's roughly 2,300 meters per second to be in complete orbit of this planet. I might be wrong. I could be wrong, but here comes the periapsis, and we're in orbit. Now that's a relatively stable orbit and a nice circular orbit, so we're immediately up in space and straight away we're in orbit. So we've got a couple of contracts. We've got the TD coupler hauled up. That's more than the rocket's worth, so that's brilliant. We've achieved orbit of Kerbin. We're now in orbit of Kerbin, which is another contract complete, and we've got a world's first milestone, which is to be in the orbit of Kerbin. Now I think I'm actually going to try and push us into deep space, because we can get more science up in deep space. So I can't do an EVA report yet because I can't disembark, but if I do a crew report, we don't get any science for it because we've already done the crew report. So what I'll do is I'll reset the experiment, I'll align us back up again, and I'm going to keep burning the engines until we run out of the initial fuel. And come back out, stack separate that, fire the next one, immediately bring that down so I can keep a control over it. Let's get this up to a roughly... Let's keep an eye on the fuel just because we want to get back once we're up there. So let's get this up to about 1 million meters. 1 million meters considered to be far away from Kerbin, and we will be able to get some nice science from that. So let's get up to 1 million. Oof. And let's time warp. Now we're in space, or a stable orbit around Kerbin, so we can actually time warp a lot quicker, which is nice. So we can get to our apoapsis, slow that right down, and go back to our ship, which is now miles away from Kerbin. Looks like a tiny little snooker ball. It's really round as well. Apparently it's the same with the Earth. If you were to take the Earth and shrink it down to the same size as the snooker ball, it would be smoother. It would be like the most spherical object on the planet. Something ridiculous like that. Just because our Earth is so spherical. It's really strange how that works. But yeah, can you imagine playing snooker with the Earth? So, that's mystery goo. That's the temperature. Where's the pressure? Where's the barometer? Where did I put it? There it is. Log pressure data. 18 science. That's excellent. So we've got all the science we can get because we can't do an EVA report. So, another world's first milestone. Broken a land speed record. Sweet. What's that give us? Money? Another 10 grand in the bank. So, again, we're now rich. And now we want to actually get back down to Earth. So we'll go counter to that. We'll drop that to 35,000 meters. About there. And what we'll do is we'll time warp towards the Earth. Now, 35,000 meters, because we get back into the atmosphere, we can then use wind resistance to slow our craft down and stop Jeb burning up in the atmosphere. I've heard burning alive is quite painful. I don't know myself. I've never actually burnt alive. I've burnt myself. I've never been burnt alive. So I don't know if it's painful or not. People could just be lying, you know, but it's highly unlikely that people will be lying that burning alive isn't, in fact, one of the most painful experiences you can do. Right, so let's just time warp into the atmosphere. Let's time warp a bit further. And what we'll do is, now we're in the atmosphere, we will hit the engines in reverse. Use the rest of that liquid fuel to slow right down. Because eventually it'll become, our mass will keep the speed up. So at some point it's going to get to the point where I'm going to ditch the engine regardless of whether there's fuel left. Because a lighter mass with a similar air resistance will slow down a lot quicker than a heavier mass with the same air resistance. It's just basic physics. So let's slow this right down. When that atmosphere gets to about here, that's when air resistance really starts kicking in. Hopefully. I think it's there. It might be here. It could be anywhere on the spectrum. I really don't know. But we're starting to burn up now. Well, not burn up, but go red. We're coming down quite nicely. Slow down. I think the wind resistance stops being so kind of painful at about 1600. So this shouldn't kill us. Although I'm pretty sure that liquid fuel, canister on fire, bad things happen, Jeb ends up in 300 million pieces spread across the whole of Kerbin. which is a very unpopulated planet. There appears to be just this space agency on Kerbin. What kind of a planet just has a space agency? I mean, come on. Where are the Kerbins coming from? Kerbals, even. Where are they coming from? Don't other Kerbals have to have babies with other Kerbals, and then the Storks come along and drop the baby Kerbals off for them to have actual Kerbals? I don't know. I don't know how it works on Kerbal. For all I know, their entire population is underground due to some nuclear event, and they actually need to go into space. In fact, no, this is what I like to think. I like to think that they've been driven underground, all the Kerbals, because of some nuclear apocalypse. Or something like some apocalyptic event that happened on the surface millions of years ago, and they've just started to rise up now. And they've made this nice space agency so they can go exploring for different planets in the solar systems which might be able to potentially hold them and, you know, support their habitat while they're in space. But they can only have the materials to build the space agency, so there's no other population. And it also explains why they have a spacesuit everywhere, because they can't actually breathe their atmosphere, so they need the spacesuit in order to survive on the surface. But that's just me. For all I know, it could be completely different to that. Anyway, let's speed this up because we don't want to be floating around in the atmosphere all day. So let's get Jeb back on land. Well, those rockets just blew up. Hey, there's the moon. Look at it. Look how pretty the moon is. So pretty. Okay. So the craft's coming down quite nicely. Oh, have we settled? Settle. Settle. Come on. Actually, I've got an idea. Whoosh! There we go. Now it's settled. Okay, now we can do an EVA report. What we'll do is take data. We'll do an EVA report. 2.4 science. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? Well, with your nuclear winter, yes it was. So shut up, Jeb. Let's do a crew report as well, just to get some more science, and let's recover the vessel. Excellent. We're off to a good start. Okay, so we just got 66.4 science, 94 science. I don't know. We got lots of science from that, and we have loads of money again. So now we can afford to upgrade. Oh, Jeb advanced to level 1 as well. Okay, now we can afford to upgrade the tracking station. Oh, have we already done that? Facility level 1. Is it this one we need to upgrade now? Tracking station upgrade required for flight planning. Oops. Let's come out of this. Let's have a look. Let's upgrade the tracking station. Yeah, let's upgrade the tracking station. I can't afford... Oh, I'm back down to 15 grand again. Why do I always do this to myself? Anyway, I've got loads of science. So, fuel systems. That's the one we want, the fuel system. We've got 94 science. This allows fuel to be patched between places. So, or transferred between places. So basically, we can send up 3 huge rockets, have 2 of them filter into the main one, ditch the empty canisters when they're empty to lose weight, and keep going with a full canister. So that's really good. This is going to get us a lot further into the atmosphere. Let's go and pick up some more contracts. Anyway, so we've got Explore the Mun now, which gives us a £56,000 advance, or Kerbal money advance. Apparently it's easy as pie as well. Yeah, sounds about right. Yep, Explore the Mun. So we can explore. I'll take that contract anyway. Now, I do want to get another contract that gives me quite a decent advance. So we don't really want to do any of these, because these are a bit of a pain in the ass, because you've got to build a plane, and it takes like 25 minutes to fly over to the area for a start if it's not close to you. It's not great. How are you supposed to do that? That looks real difficult. Yeah, I'm not going to do that one. Test the liquid swivel fuel engine. Landed at Kerbin. I could do that. Let's take that contract. So let's go into here. And I think we can just ditch all this, and I think that, and then stick an engine on the bottom. Swivel fuel engine, like so. Launch. This is going to fall straight over, surely. So we launched it, and if I right click on it, run test. Ah, there we go. Contract complete. That's a free 5 grand in the bank. Excellent. Sweet. And recover vessel. And we get the money back. I'm pretty sure we'll get all the money back because we haven't used the engine. Or most of the money anyway. Monopropellant, 12 funds. That's it. Thieving bastards. Jeb obviously hasn't advanced anyway. Can I upgrade mission? I can afford to, but it will leave me with 2,000. So let's not bother with that. Okay, Mark 16 parachute in flight over Kerbin. Radial parachute. Ooh, I've got the radial parachute now. Okay, interesting. Hold the small heat shield. No, I think for I do need to take something that gives me a decent advance so that I can upgrade the tracking station, because that's key to getting to the mud. Upgrading the traffic station will help me get to the mud. That's a decent advance. It needs to be before perform the test, activate the part when all conditions are met. The Mark 16 parachute in flight over Kerbin, 4,000 to 8,000 meters at those speeds. Yeah, then I can do that. So if I go into here, let's move that. Let's get this liquid fuel engine, medium-sized one. Let's stick that on the bottom of it, and the Mark 16. Was it the Mark 16? Test Mark 16 parachute. Yeah, that's easy. Just got to activate the part during flight. So actually, I can probably drop that down to that and have that, because this is going to go pretty quickly, I think, because it's really light, so it shouldn't go. Yeah, it shouldn't be that difficult to go straight up to 4,000 meters. 4,000 meters, 4 kilometers high. Yeah, I should be able to make that. How fast do I need to be going again? 70 to 150. So let's burst off. Let's immediately slow this down. My parachute deployed straight. Oh, I said I wasn't going to revert flight, didn't I? Okay. So let's try that again. Let's get this guy straight back down to Earth. That didn't work. Waste of money. I'm an idiot. I forgot to do the staging. Let's get this. Wow, he was going fast then. Oh, it's because of all the monopropellant. Okay, yeah. Anyway, recover vessel. We'll try that again. We'll try that again. Ignore that one. That didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. That's fine. It's okay. Wow, I got a lot of funds back. Did I actually make a profit on doing that? I don't know. I didn't see how much it cost. It can't cost that much. 2 and a bit grand. Yeah, it's not a lot. Okay, so let's change the staging sequence here. There we go. Now let's launch the vessel. This time, the parachute won't launch at the same time, and Jeb will get the job done. Jeb is letting the side down here. He's a Jeb end. I know, world-class comedy. Brilliant, isn't it? Right, let's go. So I need to be going between 70 and 150. Right, I've already hit 70, so let's drop that right down to there. And now just cruise up to 4,000 meters. 4,000 and activate. Woo! Contract complete. Yeah, let's time warp this bad boy. But let's just go. Let's burn the rest of the fuel. There we go. Make it nice and light. And slow. Parachute deploy. Parachute deploy. Oh, that parachute deployed late. Wow, that deployed very late. Very late. Oof, there goes the engine. Okay. I actually went a lot further than I thought I did. Look at that. Quite a long way. Okay, let's recover vessel. Anyway, that gives us a bit more funds. So, what are we up to now? I think I can afford to... Yeah, look at the money we've got now. Loads of money. Let's upgrade mission control. Now I can do flight planning. Now I can build a rocket to take us to the Moon. That'll be interesting. If I can build a rocket to get us to the Moon, we can, in fact, explore the Moon.